If you are unaware of the Famicom, and I'm sure most of you watching this are well aware, so bear with me here, the Famicom is a Japanese version of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Released in Japan, Famicom means family computer, and there were some amazing Japanese-only releases for the console. This was alongside the Famicom Disk System. The Disk System was due to be the successor to the cartridge-based games, with many games released. A lot of Western titles were ported to the cartridge versions, but the evidence still remains in the games. See Excitebike saving and loading designs options, for example. However, the game we're going to be looking at today may not be familiar to many of you, but when you see it in action, I bet there'll be an audible intake of breath as I start taking you through today's review of Yumi Kojo Doki Doki Panic, released in 1987 for the Famicom Disk System. Upon loading the game, you're greeted with a nice introduction sequence, and if you don't speak Japanese, let me fill this in for you. You are told that 4 recognisable Japanese TV mascots have been whisked away into a book. The Margin, his girlfriend, his mama and papa are controllable characters, and you have to get through the 20 levels with each character to complete the game. You select the character that you want to control and it's into the various chapters. Now, does this game look and sound familiar? Yep, you've guessed it, this is the game that will become Super Mario Bros. 2 for the Western world. The story is well known, but Nintendo of America thought the official Mario Bros. Sequel would be too difficult for those Western game players. So they asked Nintendo of Japan to come up with a different title. Shigeru Miyamoto had already developed and released Doki Doki Panic, so they tweaked it a little, changed the levels, introduced the run button, and there we go. Super Mario Bros. 2 Mario Madness was released to the Western world. But I do feel it's only right that Doki Doki Panic gets its own entry here today. But we'll be covering the entire Mario Bros. Saga in future episodes. But there you go, if you ever wondered why Mario suddenly started jumping through Arabian landscapes, here's your answer. After choosing one of the 4 characters, it's all platform based action from here on in. All the chapters have 3 sections, with the exception of chapter 7, and it's a case of avoiding the baddies and getting to the end. This game introduced the idea of picking up enemies and throwing them, and then this became a staple of the Mario series, alongside some of the baddies, the likes of Shy Guys, Birdos. These all ended up in other Mario games as well, but this is where they started. The 4 characters all act differently. The main character is an all-rounder, his girlfriend can hover slightly, his mama can jump higher and papa can pick up items quickly. Like I said earlier, you have to finish all 20 levels with each character to get to the final end sequence. At the end of every level there's usually a Birdo to hit 3 times with his eggs, you collect the glowing ball orb to open the pathway to the next level. At the end of every chapter there's an end of chapter baddie that you have to throw things at to defeat, and on you go to the next level. This continues until you get to the end of chapter 7-2. Here you face the final end of game baddie, you defeat him, and then you finish with the other characters. There are plenty of secret areas you can explore, different level designs to keep you on your toes. There's hidden pathways and shortcuts, and this all makes for quite an enjoyable game. Apart from the opening title screen, the game is completely in English, so you'll have no problems playing and understanding it. The very memorable music is here, and it doesn't change from this game into its new identity as Mario Bros. 2, so you'll be whistling along in no time. You collect coins throughout the level, and this gives you access to the fruit machine game, which you can gain extra lives to help you on the way. If you lose all your lives, you have a continue to use where you go back to the first level in the chapter and choose another character. The game is very challenging and will take some beating, but the level designs, the playability, the different characters all make you come back for more. As this was released on the Famicom Disk System, you could save your progress, so this is why the game, as well as being tough, is very big with 80 levels altogether when completing with the 4 characters, so don't expect to play this through in one sitting. Nintendo does have a history of converting licensed games into their own franchises. Did you know, for example, that a Popeye game was in development before the license wasn't granted? This game that was in development, instead of chucking it in the bin, went on to become Donkey Kong. So Nintendo were used to chopping and changing characters way down the line in development. Doki Doki Panic in its Mario Bros. Guise went on to be the 4th highest selling Nintendo Entertainment System game of all time, and I think it's well worth checking out the original and the game that donated itself into the best selling range of games ever. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the best game you didn't know about. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Noob Game Reviews.